She lay in a frozen New York cornfield. A teenage girl, no name, no ID, no answers. For 35 years, she was only Caledonia Jane Doe. No family came. No suspect confessed. But somewhere, someone online refused to forget her face. Decades later, through digital sleuthing and DNA, the internet would do what time could not, give her back her name. This is the story of Tammy Jo Alexander, and how a community of strangers on the internet solved a mystery that the world had already buried. But the question remains, who killed her and why? Disclaimer: this documentary is based on publicly available information and official law enforcement reports. All narration and commentary are original and created for educational and informational purposes. No individuals have been convicted in relation to this case. This story is shared to honor the memory of Tammy Jo Alexander and highlight how forensic science and public collaboration can keep hope alive even decades later. If stories like this remind you that every voice deserves to be heard, hit subscribe and join Crimes and Clues, where cold cases find warmth, mysteries find light, and forgotten names are remembered again. Dawn breaks over rural Caledonia, New York. It's November 10th, 1979. A farmer walks his property and sees something bright among the rows, orange fabric against frozen soil. What he finds stops him cold. The body of a teenage girl, fully dressed. No identification. Detectives arrive. The scene offers few clues. No purse, no shoes nearby, a gunshot wound, and silence. In the next 48 hours, the story hits local news. Unidentified female found in cornfield. She is given a placeholder name, Caledonia Jane Doe. Hundreds of miles south, another family is worrying. 16-year-old Tammy Jo Alexander had left her Florida home weeks earlier after disagreements and drifting friendships. Her loved ones assumed she'd run away to California. She'd mentioned going west before. They filed a report, but it faded into stacks of paper. In 1979, databases didn't exist and coordination between states was slow. A missing girl in Florida and an unidentified victim in New York would never meet on paper. In small-town America, missing children too often vanish twice. First in the world, then from memory. Detectives interviewed locals, truck drivers on Route 20, motels, gas stations. No leads. Autopsy showed she had eaten a meal of corn and potatoes hours before death. Forensics hinted she was from a warmer climate, tan lines, light clothing, pollen from southern plants. The case stretched into the 1980s. Posters yellowed. Evidence boxes gathered dust. Yet every few years someone would reopen a file, hoping new science could speak for her. In 2006, investigators exhumed her remains for DNA extraction. They built a modern profile, but without a relative to compare, the name remained unknown. The 2000s brought something no detective in 1979 could imagine: the internet. True crime forums, genealogy databases, and volunteer sleuths began connecting dots faster than agencies could print flyers. On platforms like Web Sleuths, users cross-reference facial reconstructions with missing person photos. In 2010, a new digital reconstruction of Caledonia Jane Doe appeared online. Her soft features caught the attention of people across the country. Among them, a Florida woman who recognized a familiar face from an old yearbook. Her missing friend, Tammy Jo. She contacted law enforcement. DNA was collected from Tammy's half-sister, Penny Alexander Houston. After 35 years, science and persistence finally met. January 26, 2015, confirmation arrived. The girl in the Caledonia field was Tammy Jo Alexander. Her identification closed one chapter, but opened another. Who killed her? Investigators re-examined the ballistic evidence. A .38 caliber revolver, untraceable. They canvassed old motel logs, re-interviewed surviving witnesses, and released composite sketches of men seen with her before she vanished. Decades later, The trail remains thin, but every few years new technology renews the chase. Genealogical DNA mapping, isotope testing, and advanced facial recognition. For detectives, Tammy's case is proof that cold doesn't mean dead. It only means waiting. In Caledonia, residents raised a small memorial by Route 20. In Florida, Tammy's classmates built a scholarship in her name. Her story has inspired countless digital detectives and forensic genealogy projects that continue to identify the unknown. Each time another Jane Doe receives a name, part of Tammy's legacy lives on. Her case shows that technology alone isn't justice. It's the people who care enough to keep searching. As of today, the investigation remains open. The Livingston County Sheriff's Office urges anyone with information to come forward. Justice doesn't fade with time. It waits quietly for someone who refuses to stop listening to the dead. If stories like this remind you that every clue matters, subscribe to Crimes and Clues. Comment your thoughts below. Could technology finally reveal Tammy Jo's killer? And remember, every mystery begins with someone who chose to look twice.